Well, welcome back to my eBay garage. I'm Popsy. We're here trying to sell a few things. Tonight we're actually selling some junk. Now I'm not talking about Sanford and Son style junk, but it's just random items that we've had in storage for years, and I'm busy cleaning out that storage unit, and I'm getting rid of some things along the way, making a little bit of money. So it's working, and I'm sure it'll work for you too. Tonight we're going to list. Let me see. We have these Carib ice balls. So a set of 36, never opened. We have these two pot holders that were fall style, still got the tags on them. This rivet tool, which was my father's, and it looks like he might have probably used it, but he kept the pack. So we're going to put that online because I don't need a rivet gun. And let me see, just some other random items: golf balls, a Ohio State golf club cover, head cover, and some DVDs that have been selling like hotcakes. And we'll talk a little bit about those too because they weren't a random find. So you ready? Let's go ahead and get this started. So we'll start with this Ohio State golf head cover, and I have a certain method to my madness. I'm going to share that with you here. First of all, this tends to collect a lot of junk. It's kind of making a little bit of noise. There we go. So always keep these. Of course, we have the cat. Now he hasn't shown up yet. He's out here in the garage with me. He didn't want to be in the house, so we'll see. But anyway, keep this. This ends up being the background. It's nice and clean. Go ahead and tear this off here. These weren't the highest quality lint removers, I think they call them, but they do the job. And I think I got three of them for just a few three rollers for just a few dollars on Amazon, so I was pretty happy with that. This Ohio State, when my wife and I had a condo in town, we had a very nice neighbor who unfortunately passed away, and he was a huge Ohio State fan. He was from Ohio. And we got a few things from his that they were left in his apartment, and his family asked if I'd throw them away, but I'm going to actually, a lot of them we gave to my grandson. They were like some NASCAR stuff, but some of these things I've kept, and we're going to go ahead and put them on eBay. So let's see. So we've got one Ohio State golf club head, and Team Golf made in China. So it's official. I'm sure that he probably picked this up while he was at a game. So the first thing to do, and I do this with everything I sell, I try to, is I put used golf club head, and I don't know. Let's go ahead. We're going to ship this in a box. So maybe this size box would be sufficient. I think so. Now on the box, I have the size listed. I add 3 ounces for packing, but I've learned to add a little bit more just to cover my bases because I've got burnt on shipping a few times. Not much, $1 or $2. But this is always the first picture that I take. And I have 2 camera apps, Open Camera or Open Cam, I think Open Camera, that I use for taking regular photos, but my phone app camera that came with it, I have set up for square. So that's what I use for this. So we got our thing zeroed out here and here, and then I just take a picture of it. And that's how I start, because that way I know each time I see this set up with my scale on it, I know that it's moving along to a next picture. But we want everything to be nice and clean, and this seems to be a lint trap. But I have that for all of my boxes. I have the smaller box, and I have the larger box too, if I need it. And then I have a bunch of Amazon boxes over there that I can use if I want to. But I prefer just to spend the 80 cents or so and give it a nice box. So, go ahead and get this set up. Turn the light up there a little bit. I've got my ring light here, which lights me up for the video, but it also helps to light this up. So let's see. And you want the first picture, or I always want the first picture to be the photo that I use as the, what they see on when they're scrolling through. And you want it to pretty much fill the frame. Now I could, let me see, with this I can get in a little closer, because you want it to grab their attention. You got, half a second to grab somebody's attention. So we'll go ahead and take this. Some people take 2 pictures of each, but I don't. I just take 1. Sometimes I take 2 if I think I'm out of frame or something a little bit. But this has some wear on it. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like some, it was used. He had it on a golf club. So it's got a little wear and tear from normal use. But we'll get a picture of it, and then we'll show the team golf tag to show that it's actual. And that's it. So I don't really see where I'll need to take any more pictures of this. So I'll grab a bag. One thing I didn't do that I would typically do, and I'll just take another picture of it. These are going in bin E. So I'll have an extra picture I got to look at. And those pictures are for me. The picture that I take at the beginning with the scale, and the one that I just took now that shows which bin it is, those are just mine. I don't share those. So, oh look, I already listed an Ohio State hat, so that's pretty neat. Okay, so what do we got on the next on the agenda? Some golf balls. So at some point, my father was, he loved golfing. My father-in-law loved golfing. He was a golf ranger down here in Florida on a private golf course. And at one point or another, they got me these, I don't know if they're range balls. No, they're not range balls, but they're a little, they've got some wear and tear, but not a ton. And the bag says 50, but there's really only 31 in there. I counted them earlier. So what we'll do is this isn't going to work. There's a mix, Top Flight, a lot of Top Flight, Spalding, Intech, Bridgestone. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe some of these might be worth something individually. What's this one? Perfect, 33. I don't know. Not going to spend a lot of time looking at it. But here's the thing. I like doing this, so I'm not that worried about it if it takes me a little bit of time to do it. So now, see, I'm breaking my own rule. My first picture is not going to be of the scale, but that's okay. So I'm not going to back up now, but we're not going to have a lot of pictures of this anyway, so let me see. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 in this row, and then 6, so 31. Yeah, 31. I counted correctly. So and that's pretty much going to be it. I mean, that's my only picture that I'm going to take of it. I don't see why anybody would need more than that. These are probably only, 30 golf balls. I might get, I don't know, $5 or $6 for them. I'll have to do a little bit of research, but who knows? Maybe I can get 50 cents a piece for them at the most. But we'll see what happens. So, I think they'll all fit. Let me see here. Yeah, they'll fit without much room left over. And I charge shipping for everything. I don't do free shipping. I did free shipping, I think, one time. I sold an empty box, like a phone box, I think. And anyway, I didn't make any money on it in the long run. So we've got this. We'll put that on there. And we've got 31 golf balls. And this will go in bin E. And it's 3 pounds, 6 ounces, if you're curious. That's it. So, oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll ship it in the bag. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. So there's another one. So they have some weight to them, so I don't want those on top. I put those down on the bottom of the bin. All right, what do we got next? We got a little cleaning needs done. Huh. Well, I said I didn't mind the cheap ones. Maybe I do a little bit. Nice and clean. Now I use a dark, as you can tell. I have a dark matte at the for the bottom, and then I have the gray, like the battleship gray cover in the back. My grandson and I built this wall and painted it. Just a little, was it 6 feet wide, I think, or something like that. But just for this purpose. Actually, this was going to be my YouTube studio, but I do a lot of DoorDash videos, and now I'm doing these eBay videos. So now it's my eBay backdrop. Where did my cat go? He's lurking around here somewhere. Sometimes he goes way up on top of the shelves back there. But I'm surprised he hasn't jumped up on the storage bins yet. Okay, so let's start this off right. We're going to ship this in a I bought some 8x11 bubble. Well, it doesn't quite fit in there without. Who does it? All right, so we're not shipping it in that. What are we doing here? Well, I use more of these boxes, the 8x6x4s. They're my go-to. But, you know, we could ship it. I have some like larger poly mailers. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll just tuck it down in this poly mailer here, which weighs essentially nothing. .1 ounces. Pot holders, poly mailer, bin, E, and they're like 8 inches square. I don't know if I need to put that down, but we will. 8-inch square. And these are just notes for me. By the way, I didn't realize this, but you should store these Sharpie pens. And I have a Sharpie, yeah, regular Sharpie in here too. Upright, or else it's like they run out of ink. They don't really, but I guess they're made to store upright. I didn't realize that. Okay, so picture number 1 is taken. Moving this box. Sounds good. But anyway, I do have white background. I bought one of those trifold cardboard. Went to Michael's, like you would use for a science fair project. Put the polymer away. And I have a white piece of cardboard or something that's a little bit bigger than this. But I haven't used it yet. But that was like my setup if I wanted to put something inside. If I wanted to do something inside, it was a little chilly out here. Let's see, pot holders, that's a good opening fixture. I'll spread them out to show that there's 2. Now I don't know which of these I'm going to use for a opening photo. And I don't mind my, whoops. I don't mind my finger being in the shot either. I've actually heard, I don't know whether it's true or not, so take it with a grain of salt. That sometimes if you hold something in your hand, like for the opening shot, it makes it look so that it's more eye-catching. Maybe people won't scroll past it. Okay, that's it. So that's 3 down. Who knows what I'll make on these? Sometimes I know that there's a lot of different thought about selling cheap items, but I sell cheap items and I don't care, because if I wasn't out here in the garage listing these things, making a video, I'd be inside watching YouTube or reading or something. So it's actually kind of nice. Let me see. These will not fit in here, so we'll have to go bigger. All right. So I'm just going to say Caribe ice balls. Well, is that like short for Caribbean? Caribe? I don't know. Just got off a cruise. My wife and I went to the Bahamas with some family, or some friends, I mean. Ben E. Just for a weekend. Left on Friday. We're at the private island. We did a Royal Caribbean. We're at their private island on Saturday. We did not get off the ship, and I loved it. I loved being on the ship whenever nobody was there. Okay, good. And then Sunday we were in the Bahamas, and we went on a little bus tour with friends. Back home on Monday. So it's kind of quick, but that was also kind of nice. I'm not complaining by any means. And it was beautiful. Oh my. The weather was just perfect. Seas were calm. And it was nice to get away for a few days. We haven't done that in a lot of years. Okay, so let's see here. Now these only cost $3.99. I don't know. Who knows how much they'll sell for. I haven't even priced them yet, but we're going to put them on there. If I make a buck, that's fine. Don't care. All right, that's it. I've sold things that have made $100. I've bought things on Facebook Marketplace for next to nothing and flipped them for 70 or 80 bucks. This was just in storage, so can either pay to store it forever or get rid of it. So now we have a rivet tool. Now I need to make the decision. I'm going to have to Frankenbox this one. So that'll be interesting. Whenever it ships, whenever it sells and ships, I'll have to Frankenbox it. So rivet, tool, Frankenbox. So I'll add weight. I'll add enough weight to cover, like the cardboard and a little bit of packing. I'll probably bubble wrap it. I don't know. And this is going also in bin E. Now I don't fill my bins full. I mean, this is getting a little bit of weight to it. I'd say it's a third of the way full. Here's my cat. He finally made a showing. Oh, what he's doing back there. Whoops. Okay, so it's a pound 80, 1 pound, 9 ounces roughly. You always got to round up, so it's probably going to end up being 2.5 to 3 pounds. I'll have to give it some thought. So, twister. Let's go ahead and prop it up here. And we'll take a couple of it in the package. Then a couple out of the package. Model RHT 300. So I have never had a need for a rivet tool. I'm going to sell this, and then 2 days later, I'm going to have to rivet something. That's how the cookie crumbles. That's good. And then this stuff, which I bought at Lowe's, I think I paid probably too much for it, $10 or $11. But boy, I love this stuff. Just nice for wrapping some items. And keeping it together. Now, let me see. These are actually food storage bags that we got during the pandemic. But hey, they're coming in handy. Sunny the cat is still wandering around. But if I put his cat tree out here, he'd be loving it. Okay. Here, buddy. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? We've got Cricut Tools cutting mat. So my wife loves to craft, but we don't really use the Cricut anymore. She doesn't anyway. I don't either. So, yeah. And that's about all I got to say about that. So how do we do this? We got to weigh it. And then I need to decide how to ship this because I don't want to bend it. Kind of tricky to weigh. It's going to end up being a couple pounds. I mean, it's right now on the scale, it's just under a pound. Oops, I'm going to slide across my nice clean wall. And I'm going to make a Franken box. And we'll store it in bin E. So, now these, I did look up online earlier. And I saw that there were some that sold for $20. But I don't necessarily price for maximum profit. I'm not in the. I don't want to be a eBay storage unit. So I'll probably figure out what a good price is for it, and then I'll sell it just a little bit cheaper, $1 cheaper or something. But anyway. And I try to make the photos as professional looking as possible. Oh, this should be better. Hey, look at that. But at the same time, you know, if they're a little rough around the edges, that's not necessarily a bad thing, I don't think. I like it leaning a little bit better than... Whoa. Okay. So, there's another one. And I do not want to damage it. So you know what? I'm just going to put it on top. All right. What have we got? I think I'm going to list one of these Kathy DVD sets. I've already got these boxed up. Packed up in lots, but I just don't have them all listed yet. Now, I bought a box of these on Facebook Marketplace. There were probably 50, maybe, all authentic Kathy DVD, exercise DVDs for $5. And I've been selling them pretty regular. I've had some people repeat buys in lots of 2 or 3, except for some of the big sets that are, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10. But I've made $150 with them so far, and I have about $100 more. What am I doing? Yet to sell. Now I could put these in a bubble mailer, no problem, but I like shipping them in a box. So there's that. And I have a box specifically for DVDs and CDs. So DVD box, and I'm going to, I don't have anything else to say about it. So 8 by 6 by 4. We've got 12 ounces, so it'll probably be a pound. And there may be a little bit of padding there with the shipping, so that they pay a little bit extra, but sometimes it's not bad. It's like shipping and handling. Sometimes sometimes it clicks and sometimes it clunks. And if I make an extra 50 cents, I'm not going to complain about it. But by the same token, if I pay an extra 50 cents to ship something because I made a mistake, I'm not going to complain about that either. Because where else can you get an education for 50 cents? Which is essentially what you're getting, like, hey dummy, don't do that again. All right, so we've got 3. I like to fill the screen as much as possible, the little square. Okay, so then we'll take all the backs. Nice. Okay, so we've got the time saver, body blast time saver. I'm going to take the inside photo of that, and then take a picture of the DVD. And I'll do that with all 3 of the DVDs. Now, like I said, these sell. So sometimes I've made like $17.95, I think, for a lot of 3, which is not too bad. But I've also sent out some offers, and I've had some people make an offer where it was a lot of 3 for $15, and I took that. They take essentially no time to list and no time to pack. But I think I have 6 or 7 more lots to put online, and I have 1 online, and at the rate they sell, that's a nice little side income. So, sometimes it works out that you find one of these deals. There was just like a flawless purchase. Okay, so that is that. Now, we'll put the time saver on the front because that's probably the one that'll be easier for me to recognize. We'll wrap it up. Okay, so that's it. I got my little DVD box here. Yeah, see, I have these. I have this lot online now, and what's this? I've got a lot of 4 circuit training, and then Kathy Intensity. I don't know, listed that one by itself. I'm not sure why. and some other random stuff in here. So not all DVDs seem to be worth a listing, but some are, and I don't mind making a few bucks for sale anyway. I'm happy with that. So that's going to bring our little listing session to a close here. I've got plenty more to do, but you know, this isn't the only thing I have to do. So we're going to call it quits. I appreciate you being here with me, and would appreciate it if you, especially if you made it to this part of the video, please subscribe. And I just, it's nice to know that there's people out there that are watching me while I'm out here doing this kind of boring task, which I love doing. So we'll see you next time. Take care.